Good morning, American Jiu-Jitsu, American Jiu-Jitsu family. We are on tape 3, 4th degree black belt, okay? And we are continuing with the Yodans. Like I say on all these tapes, remember American Jiu-Jitsu LI, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, that's our tag, okay? Also, American Jiu-Jitsu LI@gmail.com is for you to reach out to me, and AJJ Centers is for our virtual training and all our Zoom codes. Again, I want to thank Shihan, Kathy, and Billy for assisting me with these videos. Today we are working on Yodan, which I explained on the last tape, is a little confusing to watch. These instructional tapes are not really instructional tapes, they're more showing tapes. These tapes are really geared towards people within my system that understand because they felt these things. And once you feel these things, you realize the legitimacy. I understand when people that are new watch these things, they might become a little bit questionable. I get that, I was too. I was a person, I was a kickboxer, I was a fighter. And when I watched techniques like this in the beginning, I was like, no, that doesn't work. Until Master did it to me, and like I said, I couldn't carry luggage for 4 months because he tore one of my tendons. So if you don't understand something, don't condemn it. Investigate it, learn about it. Kind of like the environment we're in today. We don't understand what's going on, but if you are a positive person, you realize that whenever something in life happens that we don't understand, that you can become better, smarter, wiser, and stronger. All right, and that's what I hope with American Jiu-Jitsu. That's what I'm encouraged about. When we reopen, we'll have Zoom classes, we'll have all this wonderful technology wrapped around us. So God forbid something like this ever happens again, we'll hit a button, we'll go into a different mode, and we'll be able to deal with it. So, tape 3, Yodan, master level techniques. Again, we're going to continue with the self-defense application. This will conclude the Yodan category for 4th degree on this tape. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go to a forearm choke. Rear attacks now using this Yodan. All right, so from here, he's going to pin the hand. He's going to get a little elbow strike right to the back. Now from here, notice that left hand, that right hand, he keeps that pin, keeps that elbow nice and low. He walks around to the back, and he has to let go of that hand. If he did not put the pressure on and he walked out that front door, by now her wrist would just be snapped. Again, I get it if you watch it and you don't understand it. I also had a reference today on Instagram where somebody says, don't call that jiu-jitsu. Well, for the people that are doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, listen, I get it. It's not something you're going to use in an MMA fight. I was one of the biggest promoters in New York. I get the way you fight. I ran some of the largest shows over the last 25 years of my life and 80 sessions. I trained with Royce Gracie, and this is not grappling. Jiu-jitsu, a lot of people get confused about. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a very specific art, and it's a wonderful art. This is American Jiu-Jitsu, which is a combative art that's meant for self-defense. Not that the grappling is not self-defense, but they have rules and regs. We don't. So when you're watching something like this, it's like watching a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like the Gracie family when they do things. When they first came out with that Jujigatami armbar, nobody knew what they were watching. They would say, that's all crap. Well, they beat every opponent that they came across in the beginning because nobody knew what it was all about. So what you did was you learned how to counter that Jujigatami or that armbar, and now it's very rarely done, but it is done, but it's a little bit harder because people understand it. And that's the same thing with the techniques that you're watching. You might not understand it. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means you don't understand it. So be smart. Be plentiful. Go out, reach out. If you're really that interested, learn about it. And that's how you become more knowledgeable in any art. But we're not comparing, or we never compare our art to anybody else's art. Because if they're teaching the right philosophy and the right mindset, that's what we're all about. Hurting somebody, simplest thing I know how to do. Getting along with people, sometimes that confuses me. All right. With that being said, we're going to do the same thing on a rear overarm bear hug, okay? From here, he pins those hands. From here, maybe he takes a little strike to the belly with an elbow strike or a stepping foot, right? Boom. Now look at this. He's going to put his hand there. And now once he wraps that, takes his right hand. Now when he walks out, you have no idea the torque on the wrist unless you feel this. That's why, like I said, these are not instructional tapes. They're more show-me type tapes. Instructional, you're going to need to come to the dojo on this. Very, very nasty technique. And again, if all of a sudden that person pulls away, we can go into the elbow strike, into an Asokagari leg sweep, or an arm bar, or whatever we need to go in more of a combative mode. We do this because we're at the mastery, the junior mastery level of the art of Jiu-Jitsu, American Jiu-Jitsu. Not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, American Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, let's look at a hammerlock. It's very similar to a cross-wrist grab. It's just that instead of going forward now, we're going to step back. So from here, as he moves, from here, he steps back, bang. and that's a snap, crackle, and a pop on that wrist, okay? Next technique is gonna be a rear underarm bear hug. Same thing, he's gonna walk out that front door, he's gonna pin that hand, strike, turn, and by the time he gets to there, her wrist would have already been snapped. He's being kind because it's his wife, and then he has to go home with her and she'll beat his ass, all right? But yeah, again, it looks very deceptive. It looks very nonchalant until you've had it done to you. So that was the rear underarm bear hug. Let's look at the rear double arm grab. The rear double arm grab. Walks out that front door from here, steps back, bang, applies pressure. Now this technique is a technique, kind of looks like it's just thrown in the loop. It's a knife technique. At purple black, I think it is, we showed you a technique where the person puts the knife to your body this way. And what Shihan did was he grabbed, pulled, and did what they call a kota giesh. But, of course, somebody comes up with a different question, and then we ask our black belts what they would do, and if I don't see the answer is appropriate, I add it to the belt list. That's how we built our belt list over the years. So now, when the person puts the knife here in a slashing manner, the reason why I put this here is because the defense on this knife technique is a Yodan. So from here, as he pins it, he takes the hand and just turns it and bang. Now you might say, oh my goodness, you would do that technique if a person put a knife to your throat. Until you had it done to you, you have no idea how good the technique is, okay? So again, before you judge things, learn things. Don't watch a video and start making all assumptions. If you're that curious and you're that hungry, look up our address. When we reopen, come down, check it out. It's not a call out, it's an invite, because we will always back what it is that we do. Like I said in the previous tapes, we've been fortunate and honored to teach at some of the best places in the world, like the Pentagon, West Point, and all the law enforcement. Our techniques have been tried and tested, but when you're watching it, you might have an opinion, which is okay, we appreciate that, but the best way to be respectful of a person's opinion is to actually feel these techniques and see what they're all about. Not an instructional, more of a showing tape for my students that are familiar with how these techniques are and the pain level, and it's a way for them to practice during these different times. Never feel that I'm calling you out. What I'm doing is trying to teach you, all right? These tapes are coming to you free of charge. We're not looking for any money. We're looking for you to broaden your knowledge over these difficult times and stay positive, because I know that these times will pass and we'll be in a better situation soon and shortly, okay? American Jiu-Jitsu LI Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, AmericanJitsuLI@gmail.com for any questions, and AJJ Centers for our Zoom schedule and classes. We always appreciate you viewing and watching. We hope you're staying home healthy and safe. We know we have more days behind us than we do in front of us. We know we're going to be opening up soon, but we're just waiting for the mayor to give us that date. I think we're in phase 4, and we already prepared from a dojo standpoint to be able to open up. So thank you again for watching. Stay home healthy and safe. And thank you, Sensei Shihan, Kathy, and Billy for assisting. And we will see you on tape 5 of Yodan real soon. Have a great day. Bye.